I was recently watching Matt Colville on YouTube because he has the best videos if you want to think seriously about running Dungeons and Dragons, or frankly most other TTRPGs. And one of his recent videos, How Long Should an Adventure Be?, he argues that fewer people should be running long epic campaigns like Strahd, and more people should be running adventures that are smaller and more contained, connected together by the party of adventurers. And I absolutely agree. My very first campaign, which I've run, so far from level 5 to level 15, has been a wonderful experience, and I think starting it episodic worked really well. When we started my campaign, it was the second campaign for our table. We would play in mine whenever we couldn't get everyone together for the main campaign. And since our main campaign was a high fantasy heroic campaign, my campaign was going to be the evil campaign for our characters. So I settled on the following structure. Every single character was a member of the Zentrum, also known as the Black Network, and specifically, they were members of what the Zentrum called the Premier, which is a group of adventurers who are sent in basically like the CIA to foment revolutions, smuggle weapons and drugs, investigate threats too powerful to trust with mercenaries, and the like. Because they were already the elite members of the Zentrum, we started at level 5, which made everyone feel powerful immediately. Before each session, they would receive a description of their mission from their handler, and between each session, they were allowed to basically take advantage of Zentrum fences to sell certain goods they acquired or acquire other goods and resources they need. The really great thing about structuring it episodic in this way is that we did not need the same group of players each time we played. Whichever subset of players were available, it was their characters who were being pulled into this specific mission, and in-game, the other characters are engaged in whatever tasks they need to for the organization. Between each session, we were able to effectively deal with downtime without having to take up a lot of in-session time for it, and because they were working for a larger organization, it's really easy to get them to bite on the adventure hooks because they basically have to. They're being told by their boss, do this thing. Eventually, we reached a point where the interests of the group started to diverge from the ancient green dragon running the Zentrum who wanted to become a Draco Lich, and it was at that point, after a bunch of missions and several levels of advancement, we broke the episodic framework to switch to a more sandbox open world type campaign. But having that episodic structure early on was so helpful, especially as a newer DM. It helped me keep my prep focused and clear, kept the story moving for my players, and made sure that we could deal with scheduling, which is a big problem at most tables. I highly recommend you consider running an episodic campaign, and make sure to check out Matt's longer video on this topic.